Yay, da, da, da. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Welcome everybody to the first Zoom High Holidays of the Aquarian Minyan from far and wide, all over America, North America. It's good to see you all. Before I introduce our leaders and directors of the Aquarian Minyan, I'd like us to take a moment of silence for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away today. Aleha Shalom. So let's just take a moment before we start. May her memory be a blessing. Yehi zichra brucha. And I'd like to introduce our Shomeret and Alta Shomeret, Shoshana Dembitz and Abigail Grafton.
Good evening. Welcome to Erev Rosh HaShanah 5781. I am Shoshana Dembitz, co-Shomeret or guardian of the Aquarian Minyan. Once again, we thought we knew the extent of our troubles. Once again, we are grappling with the meaning of a new tragedy. Even so, I'm glad to see you all here tonight. While we grieve, we must also go on. Now I'd like to introduce my wife, Abigail Grafton, our Alta Shomeret, which means old guardian. Abigail has just retired from the Aquarian Minyan Governing Council. I turned 80 this year. Abigail's Hebrew birthday is tonight. She's turning 80 years old right now, still here and still fighting. Abigail.
Thank you, Shoshana.
You have to unmute.
You're muted, Abigail.
There we go.
Well, hello, everybody. This is, I think, typical. This is the Aquarian Minyan. We are in the middle of everything. We are still in the middle of everything. I'm so happy to see you all. I hope you're enjoying the Aquarian Minyan hangings that are behind us, since we have no auditorium this year, but we do have each other, and we are in community, and it is in community that we have always triumphed, and we will grieve, we will ask the meaning, we will pray, we will take time to be sad and time to revere Justice Ginsburg, and we will go on, and we will triumph, and her spirit will be with us. And we know that. And I want to tell you a very short story now. I'm going to take you away a little bit from the tragedy and to something I hope you can feel. As we make community here with no auditorium, I want to take you to a day 40 years ago. I am in a sukkah on the deck of Mount Madonna, and outside through the trees, I can see for miles. I can see fog and sun and moon and mountains and trees and the ocean. And I'm sitting there, and behind me, a twinkly gentleman is giving me a sip from his flask as he walks around the table. That is Rabbi Zalman. He is giving us sips from his flask and having us count the seeds from a pomegranate to see if they total 613. And he is telling us a Hasidic story all at the same time as he walks around the table. And at this moment, my friends, what occurred to me to think was, I can do this religion. I can do it with the whiskey and the Hasidic story and the beard and the laughter and the sadness and the fog. And I invite you, I pray for you and I bless you that you will find your special spiritual identity. And then as I have, you will be with that identity and it will grow you as it has grown me. And you will grow and change it as I have grown and changed it. And my blessing for you is that you will have very, very wonderful holidays. And please, as you are part of this community for these holidays, you have to help us. I ask you to help us. You help us by being in your little window, by being present, by clapping, by dancing, by laughing, by crying. This is the Aquarian Minyan. Let us see you, and we will let you see us, and we will keep the mics on after each service so you can talk. And there will be many times during the intermediate days that we can talk. And that's what I have to say. Thank you all very much for being here. I want to introduce Marty Potrop, who is a new co-shomer, and he has something to say.
Good Yontif. I want to welcome everybody also to our services, to being part of our community, to being part of our family. And I would just like to say, you know, we've been through an terribly hard year, which the news today about Justice Ginsburg is just one more blow. And we come together, always looking forward to better times. I just want to remind us that when we daven, when we pray together, we each multiply the prayer strength of everybody else and help each other to break our hearts open so we can do self-reflection on this holiday, leave behind with respect things we do not need anymore, see what we want to bring into our lives, see what we want to keep, which is working for us. And I want to also say that when we daven collectively, again, our strength is multiplied, and we need each other to do that, to break open the gates of heaven so all of our prayers are received directly and swiftly. Amen.
Amen, Marty,
Amen.
thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
one more thing I want to mention. If Hebrew words do not come easily to your tongue, la la la, or oi oi oi, or whatever comes from your heart, soul, and kishkas is just exactly right.
Because
on.
this is the Aquarian Minyan.
It is. And I'd like to lead us into Yontiv and Shabbos. It's both. I'd like to welcome my colleague, Rabbi Diane Elliot, to lead us in the brachas.
Oh,
Welcome, Rabbi Diane.
am I leading the candlelight? Huh.
Yeah.
Is Hannah leading that?
Anna said she was not going to do it.
Oh, I said that I would just say something and then light the candles and then wondered if you would do the chant.
Okay, Diane will do the chant then. Well, we all can light.
Okay, so it's such an honor and a blessing to be here. My voice is not quite up to doing the Nusaf right now, so thank you for your flexibility. You know, in pitch black darkness, all you need is one candlelight to light up the whole situation. And in our tradition, we always light two. So let's say that we're lighting that first candle as the people, the bride, the people who struggle. That's us. And the second candle are the many, many names of the divine. So may we be blessed as we light the candles, breathe in the light, and our blessed Rabbi Diane will chant and bring this into us. Blessings.
Saw my brother, I want to find him. There he is, and look at him.
Thank you, Diane.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת ושל יום הזיכרון. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו רוח העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova, everybody.
Shana Tova, good Yontiv. Good Yontiv.
Amen.
Good Shabbos. Thank you, Julie. It's good to give thanks. Even when it's tough to give thanks, it's good to give thanks on Shabbos, on Yontiv. Tov le'hodol Adonai, tov le'hodol Adonai, v'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov le'hodol Adonai, tov le'hodol Adonai, v'lezamer l'shimcha elyon. Ay ay, להגיד בבוקר, בבוקר אסתך, ואמונתך בלילות. אוי להגיד בבוקר, בבוקר אסתך, ואמונתך בלילות. איי 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 Shabbos and Yontiv together, you know, that's usually an incredible combination, right? It's two kinds of praise, it's two kinds of tikkun, it's melded together. We welcome the Queen. We also are going through our own process of integrating our own Queen and King as we make tshuva, as we look inside. So we get this amazing opportunity to celebrate Shabbat and Yom Tov together. It's really incredible and beautiful opportunity, especially in tough times, especially Dafka, when we're going through this incredibly difficult time. But we're together. So I invite you to join me to welcome the bride and rise up, the Chadodi. If we could have that on screen, we'll welcome her. And whether you use Yantiv melodies or Shabbos, it's all good. Yadai, la 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 ya la 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 ya ya la ya la la ya ya la ya la ya la 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 ya lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nikabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabela, shahamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lihikrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haberacha, Mirosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Yaminu small tifrotzi, V'et Adonai taritzi, Al yadish ben partzi, V'nismecha v'nagila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. We rise to greet the Queen. Bahui v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzala, Toch emunei am sigula, Boi kala, boi kala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. And take a breath to feel that she's here with us as we welcome all these incredible faces of Shekhinah. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Look around the room. Look at the faces. Pnei Shabbat. There they are in a little Hollywood squares, but they're here. Pnei Shabbat nikabla. Welcome everybody. See all your beautiful punims. Makes it special Shabbos Yontiv through cyberspace. It's wonderful to have everybody here. So I also want to welcome Carol Emmanuel. It's spelled differently. Carol Emmanuel on harp. We welcome Carol tonight.
Return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. So let's take another breath to welcome the angels, those forces of good that help us when we need help. They minister to us. When we bring them in peacefully with love, they minister, Malachei Hasharet. And they bring in the high transcendent part of our lives right into the immanent. So let's just take a moment and welcome the angels in your life. We need them to come and daven with us, eat with us, sit. And may we all be angels to each other, even though we're 99% angelic folks, a little bit of the other, but we can be angels and emissaries to each other of peace and love as it comes down to us from above. So now we turn to the high holiday Nisach, and you all know it as we go into Chatzi Kaddish, and we go into Baruch Hu, and we're called to prayer. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, V'yolema divrei chirutei, V'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon, Uv'yomechon, Uv'chayei kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'galav Yizman Kariv, V'meru amen, Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach, Le'olam ol me'omaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, V'yitpar, V'yitraman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yit'aleh, V'yitalal Shemei Kedusha Berichu, La'eila u'le'eila. Min kol birchata v'shirata, toshbichata v'nechamata. Ay, 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 Damiran biolema. V'meru amen. And rise if you're able, spiritually or physically. Ay, 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 Baruch Hu et Havaya HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Evohed. And we acknowledge the seasons, the turning of the skies, the cycles. Today, the rain that cleared the skies in Oregon, where I live. God willing, all over, they'd be free of smoke and blackness and dark and fire. Umavir yom, umevin laila, mavdil ben yom uben laila, Adonai tzvot shemo, El Chai v'kayam. Tamid imloch aleinu le'olam voed, baruch ata havaya. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Hamariv, Aravim.
We all need to feel that love that is us, especially in these times. We can be isolated, but we're not alone. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved by an unending love. An unending love. An unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved by an unending love. An unending love. An unending love. An unending love. An
I think I can tell that your fish are loved, Julie.
I do spend a lot of time on them.
Those are loved fish. I welcome everybody to the the call out to all of us that are Israel, that struggle with God. Yisrael can mean God's strugglers of many faiths, not just Jews. Yisrael, the one who struggles with God. It also means Sar'el, God rules, meaning The divine rules in us, and that's what we hope when we say Shema. It's all unified. It's one force field of great energy. So I invite you to sing the Shema with the Yontiv melody. As we come into this service, gather up. If you have tzitzit, gather up the four corners as we sing about oneness and unity tonight. Shema Yisrael, Ya Eloheinu, Ya Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuteha, Leolam Vaed, V'ahavta et Havaya Elohecha, V'chol avavcha, V'chol nafshecha, U'v'chol me'odecha, V'hayu Ha'devarim ha'ele, Asher Anochi mitzavecha yom alavavecha, V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, V'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech, uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. And we continue through to ourselves in Hebrew or English, or the words of our heart as we follow through and come back together to sing Mi Chamocha. Adonai Elohechem Emed. I am the infinite, your power and truth. Reb Sarah. Let's unmute yourself.
I went back muted. I am out here in the wilderness, as you may be able to see, having come here to the edge of the Red Sea to greet you all and to help bring you across. On page 6. Umalhuto baratzon kiblu alehem Moshe uvnei Yisrael lecha anu shira basimcha rabba v'amru lo. When the people saw the miracle of our liberation, we burst out with praise and thanks to the name. We accepted the leadership of the one who has taken us out of our distress and will soon bring us through all the distresses which we may know. And the Mashiach time, the time of compassion upon the earth, will shine as such a strong light that it will bring the divine into everyone's heart. Moses and the people responded with great joy. All together we sang, Mi chamocha bo'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot ose fele. Mihi kamoha boilim Adonai, mihi kamoha nedar bakodesh, norati lot osefele, norati lot osefele, yalai la lai la lai, yalalai la lai lai, yalai la lai la lai, yalalai la lai lai, yalai la lai la lai, yalalai la lai lai. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mihi kamoha boelim Adonai, mihi kamoha nedar bakodesh, norat hilot osefele, norat hilot osefele. Clap your hands. Mihi kamoha boelim Adonai, mihi kamoha nedar bakodesh, norat hilot osefele, norat hilot osefele. Mi chamocha bo'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, norat hilot osefele. Mahutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayom lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'yomeru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'nemar kifado Adonai et Yaakov Ugo alom miyad hazak mimenu, baruch et Adonai. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, la, 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Go out, Yisrael. Praise to you, source of miracles, for freeing us and all those who struggle for spiritual freedom.
Now we turn to sleep. We turn to the blessing of rest that nourishes us, that recharges us, that allows us to make tshuva and do our day and do our things internally, externally. We come to Hashivenu, and Hashivenu is an amazingly important and beautiful prayer before we get into the Amidah and blowing the shofar. Yah, source of our freedom, enable us to sleep peacefully, awaken us to full vitality, surround us with secure shelter, peace, wholeness, guide our path with goodness, liberate us when we are bound, enlighten us the weight of hatred, sickness, war, famine, depression, and grief. Help us to transform our desire to cause pain and our need to experience hostility. Ushmor tzeiteinu v'oinu l'chaim l'shalom me'ata v'yad olam ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha baruch ata havaya hapore sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al kol ha'olam. Tiku b'chodesh shofar b'kesel yom chagenu ki chok l'Yisrael hu mishpat le'Elohei Yaakov. Okay. So we're blowing the shofar spiritually tomorrow, physically, actually. We sound the call, we wake up, we transform together. I'd like to invite my colleague Diane to speak to us, Diane Elliot, Rabbi Diane Elliot, about our theme, metamorphosis and transforming together. Welcome, Rabbi Diane.
Thank you, Rabbi Yonatan. Just invite you, if you haven't done so, to put your screen, if you can, on the gallery view, just so you can look around and see everybody who's here together. To scroll through the rooms and maybe see the faces of friends or people you don't know, people who may become friends, and our community, some people whose names we see, not faces, but just to take in our togetherness here. You could feel free to do that while I'm speaking as well. So, dear friends, I'm honored and I'm humbled to have been invited to speak this evening on this new moon of a new year, this Rosh Hashanah. What a blessing, what an urgent necessity for us to be together now at the turning of the year. And thanks to this amazing technology, to meet in the Zoomosphere, to hold big questions together, to face the uncertainty of the times ahead with the encouragement of our shared hearts, our Aquarian Minyan family, uplifted by the resonant High Holy Day prayers and soul-stirring music. This year, what a year. A year like no other. Challenging, chaotic, unprecedented, apocalyptic. We've all heard the descriptors reaching for some reality beyond our imagining, repeated to the point of numbness. There have been many times before in the history of humankind, certainly in the story of the Jewish people, when the veils have been thin, very thin. But never before in my lifetime have I experienced with such immediate, visceral potency the thinness of the divide between living and dying. I'd like to ask us to pause for a moment as we enter this portal of the holy days together, to remember the thousands who've died in the pandemic of COVID and other causes, those who cannot get medical care or food, those struggling to survive the collapse of our social support systems, those who have no work, and those risking their lives daily at essential jobs to keep our communities functioning, and those whose lives have always been under threat because of the color of their skin or their gender or simply being who they are. Let's just take a moment. So here we are together in this extraordinary time of living and deathing, opening to the possibility, the hope, the urgent necessity of transforming. Years ago in a class preparing for the High Holy Days, one of my students, a psychotherapist, asked a simple, potent question. Can people really change? On the one hand, that everything changes constantly is a given. We and everything around us are always changing states, moving, evolving, and devolving, birthing and dying. Even after death, changes continue, though in ways that are mysterious to us. This is the nature of things. Scientists tell us that of the approximately 37.2 trillion cells in the human body, some 1 million die every second. And that over the course of 7 to 10 years, almost all of the body's cells are replaced. If change is always happening, if the cells in our body are constantly being renewed, why does it seem like the same old and older body each day? Why do we come back around again and again to the same old stuck places in our psyches, the same arguments in our relationships, the same roadblocks in our communal lives? Teshuvah, the essential gesture of this high holiday season, is a call to change our lives, to revision our world, to empty ourselves and start anew. Rabbi Dov Ber Pinson, in his book, Reclaiming the Self, The Path of Teshuvah, makes a distinction between change and transformation. When Teshuvah is merely about change, he writes, it comes into direct conflict with any existing system that stands in resistance to that change. Yet real Teshuvah is of a higher order, not just about change, but about genuine transformation. It is a major spiritual shift through which the byproduct of change occurs organically. So, what is the nature of this major shift that allows change to happen, that sets the stage for newness? If to form is to shape or mold something that's been perhaps disorganized into something recognizable, nameable, and to reform is to form again, to return a thing or a person to its original form, or give it a new and better form, then we might say that to transform is to go beyond that which has been known or imagined, to transcend the imagined limitations of form. What happens when you hold the intention, the deep prayer, that your work of teshuvah be not only formative or reformative, but transformative? What happens in our physical world when we transcend form, transform matter? When we open our awareness to the realm of pure consciousness and pure energy, where all is movement, so constant as to seem still. You know this space. I'm sure you visited it, even if only for an instant or a breath. We've all experienced moments outside of time when we say that time stands still, or that the moment was endless, because the cognitive mind, which creates time through its ability to transect with perception the flow of universal consciousness, has released its grip on reality and allowed pure awareness to arise, allowed you to float momentarily in the quiescent sea of being that just is. The Kabbalists call this sea Ayin, no thing, nothing. One of my great movement teachers, Nancy Stark Smith, Zikrona Livracha, a world-renowned teacher and performer of contact improvisation, put it this way: where you are when you don't know where you are is one of the most precious spots offered by improvisation. It is the place from which more directions are possible than anywhere else. I call this place, she said, the gap. So I dropped into the gap during the first birth that I attended, the birth of my goddess daughter, Annika. It was a sweltering July day in the family bedroom, and all who were present entered this extraordinary realm together. The mom-to-be, my dear friend Marilyn, a dancer and a singer, was toning and breathing through each wave of contraction, and we, her birthing team, were chanting and groaning with her, sweating with her, applying pressure to her back, her hands, her feet, breathing with her. Afloat in the gap, a realm outside of time-space, the Ayin zone of limitless creative possibility, we didn't notice that our friend had entered transition, the final stage before giving birth. Only the dad-to-be Don, who had kept one foot in the material world, abruptly alerted us to pack up and get to the hospital. This timeless time and placeless place, which we sometimes call Shabbat, is the ocean of soul we need to dip into again and again, bringing back into our everyday awareness drops or thimblefuls or cupfuls of peace, wholeness, isness, even and maybe especially in a time of crisis, a time like now. What gives us the courage to stop doing? Put down the phone, turn off the computer, and enter that formless state, rife with possibility and uncertainty, much less abide there. Emunah, faith, the same Hebrew root as aman, amen, truth. Faith connects us with the divine, with the invisible presence, the Ein Sof, the infinite that abides in the ayin and witnesses the truth of who we are. Faith gives us the courage to reach beyond everything we think we know, beyond anything our everyday senses would lead us to trust, to allow ourselves to dissolve like the caterpillar in the chrysalis, to abide even momentarily in that void. And what gives us the courage to come back? Love. Always and only love. Not sentimental love. Not love as a feeling, but the kind of love that Valerie Kaur, the Sikh lawyer, filmmaker, activist, and spiritual organizer, speaks of in her new book, See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of revolutionary love. If you're going to read only one book this year, let it be this one. Kaur calls us to a love that is fierce, bloody, life-giving, awe-filled, trembling, the kind of love that gets you through a difficult birth, a love that enfolds the weak and the vulnerable, that honors differences, that fuels one's resolve to stand up to a bully, to speak truth to power, a love willing to listen to the stories of people not like ourselves, a love that tends even to an enemy's wound, the only kind of love that could see us through the birthing of a new order. The kind of love that poet Maya Angelou, Zikrona Livracha, describes as a condition so strong that it may be that which holds the stars in their heavenly positions and that which causes the blood to flow orderly in our veins. This love begins with self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. It begins with knowing your beingness is enough, your work is good enough, that no matter what, no matter ein banu ma'asim, that we have done nothing to deserve it, we are loved by God. Rabbi Alan Liu, Zikrono Livracha, writes, self-forgiveness is the essential act of this high holiday season. That's why we need heaven. That's why we need God. We can forgive others on our own, but we need to turn to God because we cannot forgive ourselves. What blocks self-love for you? Is it a story someone told you a long time ago about yourself that you're clasping to your heart like a dear friend or holding in your belly as if it were going to be your last meal? Now, this very Rosh Hashanah is the time to tend to this wound and ask for heaven's help to let it go. Now, when we're here together, holding this charged and holy space together, because this is not solitary work. We can't do it alone. We need one another more than ever at this critical juncture. COVID-19 has taught us so well that whether great or small, wealthy or struggling to survive, we are indissolubly bound together on our ever-shrinking, ever-warming planet. This is the together part of transforming together. Physically separated though we may be, this Rosh Hashanah, more than ever, we need to join the energies of our prayers to generate a great collective wave, a tsunami of tefillah, to fuel a hurricane of tzedakah, of right action, to bring healing in whatever ways we are able, if humankind is to generate the systemic impact that the survival of our very species on this precious and beautiful planet, this Gaia Shechina we call home, this magical blue-green orb that has hosted life through the eons, now requires. Until we commit together to accept and to love what and who we are, each and all, until I am deeply rooted in myself, loving and accepting myself, my body, my strengths, and my suffering, and the suffering and strengths of my lineages, until I can become curious and accepting and loving and willing enough to cross the great divide to connect with you, whoever you are, until our hearts melt in tenderness and we aspire to see no stranger, either within our own beings or in one another's beings, until I do my best to honor your story and recognize your story also in some way is mine, until, in the words of the great Sufi poet Hafiz, we consistently insist that the sword drop from people's hands, even at the height of their arc of rage, because we have finally realized there is just one flesh we can wound, until a significant number of us, all ages, genders, political affiliations, commit to these things, nothing will truly transform here. And clearly, we need to do it now. No more postponements, no extensions. The book is due. The bill must be paid. The eviction notice has been tacked to the door. If we cannot find a way to do it together, to each do our small part to make a home for everyone that welcomes everyone, then we will all be evicted. And we can do it. We can. This is our moment, Valerie Kaur writes, to declare what is obsolete, what can be reformed, and what must be imagined. When we create spaces to imagine together, then we can begin to feel the world we want in our bodies, she writes. It feels safe and brave and free. It becomes like a memory we carry. Tomorrow we will hear the sound of the shofar. For Rosh Hashanah is also Yom HaZikaron Truah, the day of remembering the great noise, breath shaped into a ragged primal cry by the ram's horn, wailing, plaintive, strengthening, then stuttering and broken, then steady and sure, stretching into a blast of infinite faith. It is the collective voice of our own hearts, reaching beyond ourselves, touching our own truth, stretching to touch the infinite, the unbroken, the source. Hear these words of activist poet Dane Cutler from her book, Social Justice Warrior's Guide to the High Holy Days. And God says, hear the sounds of the shofar. And if you cannot hear the shofar, if you cannot step foot in the synagogue for whatever reason, then hear what is meant to wake you. Hear, I can't breathe. Hear, Black Lives Matter. Hear the cries of refugees. Hear the names of the restless dead. Wake, stay woke. It is all a shofar. So I leave you with this question. What would you be willing to do? What would you be willing to set aside? Would you be willing to set aside which preferences in order to give yourself over to the task of transforming together with members of this community during the coming year? I just invite you to take a moment to reflect in silence. So we're going to rise now. Another level upwards, another level outwards, however rising comes to you to do in body and soul, in spirit, in thought, all the levels. We're going to rise for this very first Amidah, this first standing prayer of these high holy days, of this high holy day season. You'll find the traditional prayers in Hebrew and a somewhat traditional English on pages 38 through 42 of your Machzor. And the prayers of your own body and mind and soul are moving around within you. So may this holy moment unseal your lips, the lips of your being, so that your whole self vibrates with divine presence. Shana Tova.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Diane. Baruch Hashem. Thank you. Shakoach to both of you. Let's take a breath. We move into that incredible place of going back to our core that is the most freeing place of all. And we turn to the traditional spirituals for that courage and that inspiration. And we go through the sea. We go through tshuva together, we transform together, and we go back to our roots, and yet we cross to a new place, to the narrow bridge, crossing a narrow bridge together. And here we are.
Some say freedom is a constant crying. Some say freedom is a constant crying. Some say freedom is a constant crying. Oh Lord, I've been crying so long, I must be free, must be free. Some say freedom is a constant praying. Some say freedom is a constant praying. Some say freedom is a constant praying. Oh Lord, I've been praying so long, I must be free, must be free. Some say freedom is a constant singing. Some say freedom is is a constant singing. Some say freedom is a constant singing. Oh Lord, I've been singing so long, so long. I know I'm free. I know I'm free.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. And we go from freedom to ask God for mercy, Rachamana. We ask God, please have mercy on us. Ein banu ma'asim. It's Rosh HaShanah. It's Yom HaZikaron, a day of memory, day of judgment. It's a powerful moment, and we ask God for mercy. We ask God to have compassion on our process. Havaya, please, please. Yep. Hey. Please, God, answer us, we say. That's our group. That's our Aquarian Minyan. That's our Hamisha crowd. Asking God, we got a direct line to the Kodesh Baruch Hu on Zoom. Yep. We got a direct line. We all do. We all, our Hamish little group, you know, we do it together. We do it together. So I bless everybody. They can be Hamish and strong this year. We ask God for peace. I think you guys know this song I'm going to sing now with Julie, and it's called Dona Nobis Pachem. Yes, it's from our brothers and sisters. It's also done in Hebrew and English as well as Latin. Shalom b'miramav, Oseh shalom, Dona nobis pachem. The Hasidic rabbis like to teach, only when God makes peace up there can we make it here. So that's what we're praying. Answer us with peace. Oseh shalom bim romav. So let's reach up high to help God make peace up in those realms so it can be brought down here. Another breath as we move into this wonderful Rosh Hashanah, this year of horror and difficult things that allows us to birth forward and transform together. And we remember it's Shabbos. This is the anniversary of the end of the week and 7 days of creation. 7 days of creation, and we rested on the 7th. And it's a fabulous mitzvah to be able to do Yom HaZikaron and Shabbos in one day. Chana.
Happy birthday, universe. Once upon a time, it was right from the start. The Lord said, I'm gonna make light and dark. The Lord said, it's the first day, and I did very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 2. Waters were parted, heaven came through. The Lord said, it's the second day, and I did very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 3. The land appeared, all covered in trees. The Lord said, it's the 3rd day, and I did very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 4. We had the sun and the moon and the stars galore. The Lord said, it's the 4th day. I did such very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 5. The fishes in the ocean and the birds filled the sky. The Lord said, it's the 5th day, and I did very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 6. The people and the animals were here to mix. The Lord said, it's the 6th day, and I did very good work today. Once upon a time, it was day number 7. The Lord said, finished with earth and the heavens. The Lord said, it's the 7th day, and I'm gonna rest all day today. Yeah, the Lord said, it's that blessed 7th day, and I'm gonna rest all day today.
We've talked about this year. We've talked about the stresses that it has brought to us. We found our lungs assaulted, our freedoms assaulted. We can't hug. We're often isolated, and many of us are suffering from other forms of pains. So it's really important that as a community we gather together and we act like we are, because we are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are that which will heal each other. So I ask if you would like to unmute and name names of people who we would like to share our energies with and send our love to, so that we can help heal.
My mother, Eleanor Howard, and my sister, Yasmin Solomon.
Rosie Moyen Crane.
Maura Matera.
Richard Kaplan.
Billy.
Londona Becker.
My brother,
Laura
Fuchs.
Fuchs.
Yosef.
Maggie Phillips.
Sheila.
Abby.
Leader.
Clean Pearl.
Abigail.
Amber Schwartz. Willow Roundtree.
Dylan Martinez.
Gabrielle Gonzalo.
Norman Silver.
Ivy Decker,
Mom, Barbara,
Sarah Decker Cruz,
Sally, Ephraim, I'll help.
myself,
Alyssa Ziegler.
That's Sarah Williams.
Frida Lowenthal, Marty.
Francis Kin.
Gabrielle
Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her family.
Say Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You know that she's passed away. Yeah.
Somebody didn't hear the
Yeah, in her passing.
Richard Kaplan.
Oh, I think they said that without knowing that she did.
I think so.
Yeah.
All those children who go to sleep.
Richard Kaplan. Aria Lynch.
Martha Branzel. Abigail.
Karen Brookhart.
Virginia Vogel. Sharon and Ted.
Carol for a moment.
Jim. Michelle.
All of those suffering from COVID, all of those who have no health care, all of those who need, all of those who are hurting on the inside. Not everything shows, and yet we need the healing too. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. Please mute. Anna Elna Refan Allah. Anna Elna Refan Allah. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you will never walk alone. We feel you deep within. Misha Berech Horeinu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka, Rachel v'Leah. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. Hamakor Yevarech V'rapeh Haolim V'yishlach refuah shalema Lanefesh Velaguf. We are sending you light to heal you, to hold you. We are sending you light to hold you in love. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. As you think of someone who is needing that healing, remember to hold them not in that oi state, but in the state you remember them glowing and being at their best. And will that, pray that, see that for them, so their cells can wake up and their bodies can come back to who they are in their prime. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. Anna Elna Rifan Allah. Shana.
Good Yom Tov, everyone. Mashana Tova. My name is Dan Howard, and my job is to inspire you to open your hearts and your wallets and your checkbooks. I've got 3 minutes to do this. It is so wonderful to be with you all and see such a wonderful turnout for tonight's Erev Rosh HaShanah. I first came to the Aquarian Minyan at Rosh HaShanah 25 years ago. I knew almost nothing about Judaism. My identity as a Jew growing up in the 50s with Reform Judaism was next to nothing, not uncommon. I reluctantly entered the service, and my first service with the Aquarian Minyan, I heard people singing, laughing, dancing, a rabbi playing a drum and cracking jokes. People were dancing in the aisles with ecstatic looks on their faces. I said to myself, wow, this is even better than the Grateful Dead playing for free in Golden Gate Park. I was home. There is so much to learn about Judaism and how to embody and to live it, but it's not about intellectual learning. If it doesn't travel from the head to the heart, all the wisdom in the world is of little value. This is the place where I can grow and nourish my hunger for Yiddishkeit. One of our founding mothers of the Minyan said, the Minyan is a place where Jewish souls can blossom. That certainly describes my experience. So if you're here for the first time, I can guarantee that if you join us, you'll be warmly welcomed. This is one of the most exciting times to be a part of the Aquarian Minyan. We have Rabbi Jonathan, a great teacher. He combines humor, music, and accessible scholarship. We have the amazing Lorelei Kood as our executive director, always willing to go the extra mile. We have original members who have been us since our founding as the flagship of Jewish Renewal back in 1974. We've had Shabbos gatherings every Friday and Saturday on Zoom for the past 6 months. We have yeshiva classes every weekday at noon. We have profound, remarkable teachers. I do not know of any other Jewish community anywhere in the world who's doing anything like this. Programs of this quality do not magically appear. We have expenses and operating costs, which include the paying of salaries of our excellent, hardworking staff. The truth is, we need your help. I urge you to become a member. If you're already a member, please consider making an additional donation. Lorelei, would you please put up the membership graphic there? And this is where you can go, aquarianminyan.org, and then when you're there, simply hit the button that says Become a Member. So I want to ask you a question. Where do you find your spiritual sustenance? What is it worth to you? Is it worth supporting? So if it is, please help support this, help us to grow, join us. I need the kind of spiritual nourishment that the Minyan provides, especially during this unprecedented time when so many of us are feeling restricted, isolated, and disconnected. During this quarantine, I need my Minyan community more than ever. And we want this to be your spiritual home as well. So please, contribute your time, open your heart, share your passion, and yes, your money. We need you. And who knows, perhaps you may need us as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Shana Tova, Shabbat Shalom. May this be a good, wonderful year for fulfillment and love and healing and everything your hearts desire. Thank you.
Amen, amen, amen.
Carol Emmanuel, on the Neshama Aminu Malkeinu. Okay. Unmute, Carol. Unmute. Let's. Thank you.
Jonathan, you're muted. Jonathan, you're muted.
Okay. May our Heavenly Parent bring us sustenance and persistence and power and courage to get through what we're going through right now. A year of peace and blessing. May we feel your holy power. May we feel your holy strength. May we feel your holy presence. Surround us in this holy place. May we feel the earth beneath our feet as we bend and bow to you. May our bodies rise to greet you as we feel your presence forging through. It's upon us to feel your holy ground. It's upon us to hear your holy sound. It's upon us to feel the love inside. It's upon us to face you and not hide. It's upon us to think, to act, to do. It's upon us to do what's right and true. It's upon us to reach up to the sky. It's upon us to take our wings and fly. If you can rise, Aleinu l'shabeach, Ladon HaKol, Aleinu l'shabeach, Ladon HaKol, Aleinu l'shabeach, Ladon HaKol. May we feel your holy power. May we feel your holy strength. May we feel your holy presence. Surround us in this holy place. Okay. And now comes time for Mourner's Kaddish. And so I'd like you to call out names of people who've just died recently. And we'll say Kaddish together. We'll unmute. So please say, first and foremost, who's passed away this week and then the last month and year. Please, you can unmute and say the names of people who have passed in this last year.
Get to Rachel Batan.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ruth
Bader Ginsburg.
Claire Feldman.
My mother, Carol Lieberman.
Barbara Lowell.
Marion Barnes.
Hundreds of thousands of people from COVID all over the planet.
COVID. The firemen.
The firemen from LA today.
First responders.
Firefighters.
James Jacobs.
Uri Stakowitz.
Yard site, anybody who has a yard site, please mention their name. A yard site.
Isidore Henry Schwartz, my father.
A couple of weeks ago,
Mother Sylvia Levin.
Prager.
Mr. Floyd.
My father, Kurt Andrew Barron.
Sarah Rubenstein.
Okay. This is an incredible time. It says Yit Gadal V'Yit Kadash. May the divine power increase.
Jonathan, you're muted.
Yes, let's say Kaddish together.
Isidore Henry Schwartz, my father.
Let's say Kaddish together. Unmute if you would. Yit Gadal.
Yid Kadash Shemay Rabbah.
Alma Divrachot Sevi Alis Malchute
Yisrael, Akala Uzman Karib Yimru Amen. Maya Bara V'Yishtaba V'Yitmaram V'Yitparar V'Yitramam V'Nishmat Yithadar V'Yithale V'Yithalal Shemei Dekudusha B'Refu Ma'alav Uzman and Bialma Yimru Amen. Yeshua Marav
Shalom b'mamav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael Yimaru Amen.
Say Shalom bin Ramav Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yeshua. Amen.
May those that came before us bless us in everything we do, in all our efforts to make tshuva, to do good in this world, to come together. May we remember them for the good. May our tears be holy tears, rise up with our tshuva to God. And as we join the great name ourselves and take our last breaths, may we look back at the end and say, we lived it with a life of dignity and peace and kavod. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, wow. So it's traditional to sing the 20 from Psalm 27. You can sing along with me. One thing I ask. One thing I ask. Achat sha'alti. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota vakesh. Achat sha'alti meit havaya ota vakesh. Shivti bevet Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker beheichalo lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker beheichalo. One thing I ask, to dwell in the house of the eternal, to see God's beauty and live there my entire cosmic existence. May it be so. Well, good Yontif, folks. A good Rosh Hashanah. Yom HaZikaron Tov. We are now at the formal end of our tefillah together on Zoom, zooming away into Rosh Hashanah and the Yamim. And I welcome our executive director, Laura Likud, to tell you what's going on. And again, Bruchim Habayim, Shana Tova, good Yontif, good Shabbos.
Shana Tova. Baruch haba, everybody. Baruchim Habayim. I'm so happy to see all of you here tonight. It's an amazing opportunity to gather. It seems incredibly surrealistic on one hand because we should be together in real life, and God willing, we'll be able to do that again one day. And the surrealism is balanced on one hand by the beauty and the wonderfulness of being able to see everybody's faces from far and near. Old friends who haven't seen each other for many years are reunited in this environment, much like regular High Holy Days when people come out who we haven't seen for a while and we see them again. So I want to remind you guys to stick around after the end of the service to be able to say hello to everybody. I want to thank the whole team from tonight, Rabbi Jonathan and Diane, Rabbi Diane, Carol Emmanuel, Dan, Julie, of course, Julie's the highest. She's done a tremendous job. Hannah, I know I'm forgetting people. This is like the Oscars where you get up and you have to talk and you can't remember who is your producer, etc. So not really lahavdil, but seriously, thank you everybody who was a part of tonight. Our services continue tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Shafrit, Shabbat, and Rosh Hashanah at a different Zoom link, not this one. If you are a member or whatever you are, you probably have the link. If you don't have the link, please send me an email. and I will send it to you. Okay. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we are having the 6th annual Sacred New Year's parties called the Second Erev Sacred New Year's Party. We were doing it for a long time with the wonderful Lester Chambers, who is not available this year. And this year we are going to be with Rabbi Jack Gabriel, who has a tremendous program of stories and songs and music that he's been working very hard on. A lot of variety there, and it's going to be very uplifting, and I really encourage you to be able to come. And then there's second day Rosh Hashanah, which is Sunday. Oriella Mitchell is going to be leading us in a service designed around the tefillah and minhagim and tradition of the late Rabbi David Wolf Blank of blessed memory. That's going to be second day Rosh Hashanah. And of course, in like 10 days, it will be Yom Kippur. In other words, the entire High Holy Days. We invite you to continue the journey with us at the Aquarian Minyan.
Hey, what about between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur?
Well, I think that there's some things going on. I think that we're having something called Tshuva Nights. And we will be posting the schedule about Tshuva Nights on our website, aquarianminyan.org. You'll be getting emails from us with all of the information about that. There's something going on every single night with the Aquarian Minyan, even when it's not the High Holy Days. We have a nightly meeting, a 7 o'clock meeting that people check in all over the world from just to say hello. It's sort of a clubhouse, so to speak, where people hang out and share. It's a good sharing space, a safe space. You're invited to visit that link as well. And really, you should just go to our website because everything is there, aquarianminyan.org, the calendar, the schedule, everything that we're doing. I want to also say that after this, we're going to do Kiddush. So you should hang around. We're going to do apples and honey. So if you have some apples and honey, I would like you to get them, fetch them, prepare them, have them near. And we will also be making a motzi together so that we will be fulfilling our obligations. Some of us may have already eaten. Some of us have not seen food because we've been very busy. But whatever it is, let's all have a little kiddush and a little motzi and a little apples and honey together and share together because we're in it, folks. We're in it. We're in the ship. It's taken off. It's Erev Rosh Hashanah. We're flying. It's 5781. Tav Shin Pei Aleph. Okay. Last year was Tav Shin Pei. That's the Hebrew letter numbers for the year 5780. And don't forget that Pei is the Hebrew letter for mouth. So everybody thought last year Tav Shin Pei would be, oh, it's all about the mouth. It's about the words that we speak. It's about what we say. Are we saying the highest Torah? No, no, no. That isn't what happened. It was all about the mouth, but not in the way that we thought. We did not use our mouth, our Pei, for kavod. Instead, we got COVID. Okay, but we have another chance now because it's Tav Shin Pei Aleph. The Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The shape of the Aleph is like a human being posed for action, a human figure posed for action. The Aleph is the Ruach Elohim. It's the breath. It's the vitality of our Creator before manifestation happens, because manifestation, you know that the Torah begins with the letter Bet, Bereshit. So Bet is the second letter, and it doesn't actually take form till you get to the letter Bet in Bereshit, but you have to have the Aleph to even get to the Bet. It's the fuel, it's the fire, it's the thing that is going to imbue the manifestation of our new and changing reality in the years to come. This is the year. I bless us all to experience the Aleph for ourselves in the most profound and deep way, the most connected way, the most spiritual way, the most transformative way. And I'm inviting you all to experience the Aleph in Tav Shin Pei Aleph together with us here at the Aquarian Minyan. So Again, welcome everybody, and we are going to do
Kiddush.
apples and honey now. Jonathan.
Jonathan, give me a moment. I want to just make an announcement. The first Shuva night is Monday night, I believe, and I'm facilitating something called Sharing and Caring. So it's going to be an opportunity for all of us to come together and just express what's on your mind, what's in your heart at this time of the year. We will create a safe container, and everybody who comes will have an opportunity to express themselves as to what their challenges are, what they're looking forward to, what hardships and what joys there might be. So I invite everybody. It's a time. There'll be schmoozing afterwards, but everybody's assured a spot to speak if you have something to say.
Good. Good Shabbos, good Yontiv, everyone. I want to welcome, my mother was here. I didn't say hi to Mom, but she's in Jersey. She went to sleep. But I want to welcome Abigail. We want to salute your birthday, we want to acknowledge your birthday. And welcome Tony Grafton. Professor Grafton, welcome from New Jersey. What a pleasure. I just read reviews of your new book just today. And I have to say, the making to, la'asot sfarim ein kates, right? To the making of books, there's no end. Professor Grafton is the world's one of the experts on the making of books in the Renaissance and humanism. So I want to welcome. The new book is being written right here in cyberspace, right? Different kind of book, but we're writing it together, and we're collectively writing a new book. Those of us that are bibliophiles, you can see, some of us collect books by, and starve to death while we collect them. You know this story. So I want to wish everybody l'chaim for Abigail here. Our altar tonight turns 80. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yom Holedet Sameach. Yom
Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
All
Jonathan,
right.
where else are people coming from? Tonight? Like,
Oh, yeah, people can unmute. Tell us where you're coming
what
from.
state? What state?
What states?
What country?
New Jersey's a state of mind, I can tell you, my dear.
Hawaii.
Houston,
Texas. Wisconsin.
I'm
here from this. I'm here from the state of confusion.
Berkeley. We can help you, Jake.
Was Ben here, like from India? Ben Branzel?
Yeah, Deepa and I are here in California now. We're in Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe, okay.
Yeah.
State of dog walking.
Okay.
I'm in a state of mind.
A state of mind. Good.
State of mind.
That's good. In a good state of mind.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
A good state of mind. Here we go, folks. Get out your apples. Adonai Eloheinu. Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu. V'tichadesh aleinu shana tova u'metuka. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam eitz. Borei pri ha'etz.
Borei pri ha'etz.
Amen.
Amen.
Apples and honey.
Thank you.
There we are.
Kiddush.
There we are. Oh, we were just seeing. How did we get
You
up
want to
there?
make a
There we
shot.
are.
Happy New
Kiddush.
Year, everybody.
Now we got unmuted.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei pri ha'gafen.
Amen.
Amen.
Unmuted. Everybody is not.
And a motzi. Would someone like to make motzi? Please. Somebody.
Make a motzi.
Make the most of motzi.
Make the most of the motzi.
Make a motzi. Somebody make a motzi. Abigail, make a motzi.
Motzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
There's
Fred, what is
round
he
collars.
like an act like this?
Our ancestors played frisbee. The first frisbee were round challahs that they tossed 2,000 years ago. First frisbee.
Scale challah.
Yeah. You throw the challah as a frisbee. Welcome, everybody. You can unmute and chat. And we can have a lovely celebration and also acknowledgement that we're a little part of our New Year's party is the death of Ruth. May she live forever.
Looks good.
Good. Anybody
Do we
want
know
to say?
what
Anybody
time
can
he
teach some
died?
Torah. This is
Do we know what time?
in Abigail's honor. It's unmute, chaos, anarchy, teach Torah.
Do we know what time
Radical
Ruth Bader Ginsburg died?
What would you like to
Anybody?
say?
She died in the
Earl, I gave a
morning.
beautiful Torah, buddy.
The
No,
morning
in
That
the
was
evening. No,
magnificent.
it was in the evening. This evening, back in Washington, D.C.
Right, so she
I want to tell you, I
Shabbos.
think it was between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock because we watched the PBS NewsHour, a little tiny bit of it at 3 o'clock, and they didn't know. But by 6 o'clock, we watched the other part of it, and they knew. They had a big tribute to
Like
her.
6 o'clock our time?
Our time.
So that
that
she
was-
might have died
It
on,
was
on,
before
not on
4 p.m.
Shabbos,
our time.
on Erev Shabbos,
Yes.
on Erev Rosh Hashanah.
Unbelievable.
There's no more holy
La'ela,
Shabbos except this or Yom Kippur.
And so many people, Jews around the world, heard that she died during Rosh Hashanah,
Right.
during the prayers.
Hi everybody, this is Jamie. I haven't seen you guys in a very long time, some of you.
Oh, Jamie!
Hi.
Hello.
This is so amazing. I'm in Florida, so I actually watched services in New York earlier with a New York service, and right before the Kaddish, the rabbi got the information that she died. Like they just told him right before, so he cried through the whole Kaddish. So I've been to 2 services tonight. I'm very tired, but I just wanted to tell everybody that I'm so like thrilled to see everybody.
Glad you're
So
here.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Wow.
Glad
Really, where in Florida are you, and are you going to work for the election?
Wait, what?
Where in Florida, and will you work the election in Florida? Big important.
I don't leave the house in Florida because it is so dangerous here.
Right.
I basically been quarantined for 6 months. I wasn't planning to be here. What?
We can all make phone
Yeah,
calls.
no, I wasn't planning to be here, but my dad got sick last year, and then I got stuck here with COVID.
Oh, that's
You look really good, Jamie. I just want to say
Thank you. And Abigail, happy birthday. I love you guys so much. It's so good to see you. Amazing to see everybody.
Come back, come back.
I I wish I could. I'll have to visit you guys on Zoom.
Yeah, come visit us for Shabbos. Welcome anytime. We have every week.
Thank you. I think I'm
Morning,
gonna do
Friday
that.
night. So, yeah.
So I just wanted to.
Well, I just like to presume on my birthday to say one thing. The People's Action Party is running a wonderful program. It's called Deep Canvassing. You get on with people and you start to tell them a little about your life. You ask them a little about their life, and it apparently works really well, much better than just, railing at each other about what we believe. And I strongly urge all of you to go to the People's Action Party, and they will show you how to do it and put you on, and it's on the phone.
I just
The more of
wanted
us
to
do it, the better.
I wanted to say something about RBG, which is, the traditional saying when you hear someone pass is Baruch Dayan Emet. Praise be the true judge. And I think that has a whole different meaning when we're saying it in honor of.
Yeah.
Well said, Ron.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And good to see you here, Ron.
You're
She
right,
was,
Ron.
she was a great one. Aleha Shalom.
Aleha Shalom.
Diane Elliot, that's for sure.
Right.
I could.
Andrea hasn't been here in a long time. I don't know where you live even anymore, but I see your curls. I know it's you.
What's scary for me is that I think they're going to get to bit, before they do anything about the need for relief from COVID, they're going to start getting to work on a replacement.
Sure. I unmuted.
Oh, right away.
We've already done that. We've already.
I bet you was
Shabbos
L'Shana Tova to everyone.
Oh, Ahuva from San Diego. Yay.
He's still there.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, Ahuva.
But he's there.
Good night, everybody. Good night. I'm going to sleep. Good night.
Yeah,
Thank
East
you.
Coast people are excused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, Jamie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Renee Powell, so glad to
Good
see
to
you.
see you, Jamie. It's
Oh,
been a
Hey.
while.
Happy
birthday,
Abigail. What was the
Good
name
to
of
see
Birthday,
you,
Abigail?
Donna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bruce.
Shana Tova, Shana Tova,
Shana Tova, everyone. Happy birthday, Abigail.
Shana Tova from Santa Rosa. Hi, Marcia.
Shana Tova. So glad to see you.
Shana Tova.
Hey, Denny, Acorn, Terry,
everyone.
Sonoma County. Hey, guys.
Shana Tova, everyone.
Karen, nice to see you.
Here we
Hi,
are.
Ellen. Hi,
Here we are.
Denny.
Thank you, Rabbi Jonathan. Thank you,
You're
everyone.
welcome.
Thank you,
Hello
Rabbi
to everybody.
Diane.
Sky, everybody.
Good night. Good
Great
night,
to see everybody.
See y'all.
Diana was
Good night.
amazing.
Laila Tov.
Jewish.
Thank you.
It's such a blessing to start the new year with everybody. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Acorn. Yay.
Acorns there. Yeah.
Brachot, brachot.
Yeah.
Beth, you stay
Thank
up
you,
for that.
Rabbi Diane, for your deep wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Yom Tov. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Rabbi
Great
Diane.
cheerleader.
In the morning.
Is Denny's sunbeam related to Acorn sunbeam?
Barbara. Andrea.
Hi,
Oh, Jill.
Hi, Diane. Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Wonderful work tonight. Wherever you are, it was great.
Hello, Deepa.
This was
Thanks,
wonderful.
Julie, too. That was
Great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Julie, for your beautiful song
Thank you,
tonight.
Lorelei.
Beautiful
Thank you,
song.
Lorelei.
How
I hope
powerful.
they were.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Very
So wonderful to see your.
Gail, can you say what
Everybody.
on the list, what the thing was you were talking about?
The People's Action Party.
People's Action Party?
People's Action Party.
The People's
Okay.
Action Party. Deep
Okay.
canvassing.
What does that mean?
I wanted to get that too.
Right, deep canvassing. You can.
That's what I've been looking for.
Call me if you want.
Is Denny's sunbeam related to Acorn sunbeam?
I'm married.
Oh, well, there you go.
It happened. Yay.
He was asking because she
What a,
sees.
what a coincidence.
Imagine that.
Yeah, this way we could see everybody on a big
Oh,
screen.
that's
See, because
coming
it's
from outer
here with
space.
us.
There you are, Charles.
Acorn, you're coming from outer space.
Right, Acorn.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Sky. Hi, Sky.
We see you.
Hey, Linda, good to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to
Thank
see
you,
Marty.
Karen.
Marty, thank you.
Beth,
Hi,
good to see you, Beth.
I'm really glad you're taking responsibility for co-leading this.
Everybody. Night.
Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Very,
No great
very.
decrease. The length of time in the Really put together so well. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Where's Julie? Julie was great.
Julie, that was fabulous.
Julie,
Where is she?
where are you? Come out.
Rabbi Diane, will you be here?
Oh, I'm so
Rabbi
glad to hear it. I was worried about it.
All the music was so
Totally, one of the greatest Rush Erevs ever.
You were excellent.
Say freedom.
Diane's talk beyond available like as a single piece on YouTube or something?
I think we'll manage maybe to attach it to our website.
Yeah, really, it was
Beautiful.
It was a wonderful talk. And Rabbi Jonathan,
My email.
on behalf of all of us, I just want to thank you for all that you have done and how incredibly present you have been with us and how wonderful you were in leading the service.
We're on YouTube.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you, thank you.
And I want to thank you, Jonathan. I think you're
Thank you,
growing.
Abigail. That means a lot to hear that.
Well done,
Growing your
Jonathan.
beard back?
It's a great crew. Wild and woolly and wonderful. I love it.
Jonathan, is your beard coming back?
Yeah, in honor of all the people that missed my beard, I'm growing it back.